て失礼な。手加減はしない。狩りが始まった。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。運命を変えるため、みんなを守るため、よーく見てて。楽勝楽勝。アルティメットスペクタクル。やー。運命は全部ナナミ自身が決めるんだ。狩りが始まった。狩りが始まった。聞きなさい、私たちの声を。楽勝楽勝。アルティメットスペクタクル。やー。その程度風より解かれし力、我が刃と化せ。狩りが始まった。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。次に向かうわよ。この勝利が終幕ではないわ。聞きなさい。なんて失礼な。よいしょっと。狩りが始まった。楽勝楽勝。オールアルティメットスペクタクル。やー。アーツトラブル。よいしょっと。狩りが聞きなさい。私たちの声を。その程度風より解かれし力、我が刃と化せ。聖書。狩りが始まった。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。次に向かうわよ。この勝利が終幕ではないわ。
City Connection, Clear River Games. Rushing Beat X. Stay prepared to face the...
Going with that said, we've got a masterpiece on our Hey, take care out there and have a blast.
Mic on.
Select the character you wish to use.
Is it not?
Rick Norton.
Can you hear me?
Stage 2, Blue Ocean Market, Lord Judgment.
My fight isn't over yet. Seeking peace.
Mic should be on, yes? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe? Just wasn't talking. Is it off? Hello? There, is that better?
Sweep Hurricane! Until freed from strife. No more games. We'll keep fighting. Sweep Hurricane! Victory! Until freed from strife. Injustice will not be We'll keep Victory for justice! Until freedom. Victory for justice! No more games. I'll bring until freedom. Victory! Hurricane! Injustice will not... Power punch! Until freed from strife, we'll keep...
Stronger!
Prepare to face the consequences! Victory for justice! Until freed from strife, we'll keep fighting. We'll keep fighting to restore peace. No more games. Rushing knuckle! Until freed from strife. Energy uppercut! Rushing Beat X.
important to choose your own path on your adventure. Think carefully about which path suits you best. Found the communicator! I'll fix it lickety-split! Keep the monsters away from me! Enemies are coming from the mine! Hold them off! Enemies at the gate! Can you hold out a bit longer? More monsters from the cave! Don't let them damage the device! Coming from both directions! Almost there! Hang on! Look! The locator signal is deep inside the mine!
I don't want to play this without the contract. I'll have to wait till I get money. I don't want to play that without the extra 5 levels. The DFO contract that they have is the better way to play that game. Leveling, it's a lot less boring. Have to wait till later. Don't know, I have like $5 to my name right now, so I can't spend anything. Yep, I'm that poor. I have like $5 right now. No options. How do you not have options? Most annoying thing, man. Like, just let me turn down the sound. Why is every demo like this? You don't have like basic functionality. The game is like loud and you can't just turn it down. Come on, man. Seriously? Played so many demos this Next Best that don't even have an options menu. It's like, come on, man. I was playing games like 35 years ago that had that. How does a game in 2025 not have that? Come on, like, get with the times. Games from the 80s that let you turn down the sound. How does a game released in 2025 not have that? It's the stupidest thing. How hard is it? Seriously. I should not have to go and tweak the sound myself. It should be in there by default. So it's like basic stuff. I've played so many demos like that, and like the PC port like barely works. I'm like, is this demo supposed to make me want to buy the game? Because you don't have basic options like that. I'm not gonna buy it. Just come on, man. They really want people to uninstall it and then never play it again. That seems like what they want. We don't want you to give us money for this game. They want you to uninstall and never come back. Like, yeah, if you don't have graphics options or like basic resolution or sound, I'm not gonna buy it. Plain and simple. Like, it's not going to be purchased. Anyway, I got a Kazan mod. Let's go ahead and try that really quick. Give me a moment here. I really wanted to play Tatsujin, but I'm going willing to bet it probably has screen shake and doesn't let you turn that off either. That's the other thing that drives me up the wall. They have like screen shake or vibration, you can't turn it off. That's the worst thing about Crystal of Atlan. Crystal of Atlan has vibration you can't turn off. You put it all the way down to the bottom and it's still there. I would play that game a lot more if it did not have that. Like, what's the point of having it in the options if it doesn't actually turn off? The Rushing Beat demo, like, does not have options either. It didn't even boot in full screen. It's like, I know this game is probably made in Unity. How can you not have that? Like, come on, man. The first impression is everything. Especially with how many games are on Steam now. Like, there's so many games on Steam. There's, like, dozens of them releasing every day. Your game has to stand out. And people feel like they're having to fight with, like, the inability to get basic functionality to work. They're not going to stick around. They're going to uninstall the demo and never play it again and not buy it. Like, the whole point of the game is to make money. I played this one demo that actually looked pretty cool, but it had, like, no controller support. Like, how does your game not have controller support? I got stuck in a cutscene I couldn't skip, and then I go in the options and there's no controller support whatsoever. I'm instantly uninstalled. It didn't help that the cutscene was unskippable, so I couldn't find out until it was too late. Like, cool, the mod worked. This should be fun. Or they have screen shake you can't turn off. That's the other thing that's really obnoxious. Exactly. Like the Rushing Beat X demo it's a really good game. It needs polish. But like, how do you not have an options menu? Why does the game start in windowed mode? Why is there no controller remapping? I'm like, dude, I was playing NES games in like 1990 that had that. How are you gonna tell me it's too hard to do that when like a console with like 16 kilobytes of RAM or whatever, however much RAM the NES had, it was like less than a megabyte. Like, they could do it on there like 35 years ago. How does your game not have that? Yeah, you know, there's something to be said about gamers having too high expectations, or they have unrealistic expectations, especially when it's like from an indie developer. But with stuff like that, I feel like there is no excuse. Like, there's no excuse for it at all. Because, like, developers that were stuck with, like, NES limitations, or SNES limitations could do it. How are you gonna tell me that you can't do it? This makes no sense, man. It's just there's so many games on Steam that people aren't gonna have patience for shit like that. They're not gonna have patience for it, which is understandable. There's like how many games are up on how many games are on the Next Fest like now? Like hundreds. Like even getting somebody to even install the game is gonna be hard. And getting somebody to even install the game is going to be hard, so don't make them consider not keeping it installed. Crystal of Atlan is like a high-budget gacha game, and the fucking, what's it called? The vibration feature doesn't work. How does it not work? Some people don't like having tremors in their hands when they, play a video game. I understand for some people it increases immersion, but I personally can't stand it. I always turn it off. Like I said, I played that game that had a unskippable cutscene. You couldn't get to the options until you got past the cutscene. The cutscene was like 3 minutes long. And then I finally get out of the cutscene, and there's no controller support. I'm like, well, why am I going to keep this installed? Just respect my time. I feel like being able to get the options before you start playing the game should be mandatory. The developers don't think about that, especially like for people who are disabled in some way. A good friend of mine has pointed this out. It really sucks when a game doesn't let you get to options until you get through like a set piece or an unskippable cutscene. Because some people may not be able to play with the basic controls. They may have some kind of disability. You know, they may need to turn the volume up. They may need to remap the controls. All of those things really matter. And when a game doesn't have that, it really pushes you away. It really does. I can definitely vouch for that. I might be able-bodied, but I understand that stuff too. Don't make people feel like they wasted their time when you, when they give your game a chance. That's not how it should be. I don't want people to feel like they're wasting their time. They only have so much time.
General! Are you really a traitor?
Disagree. A first impression is everything with how many more games there are than when we were kids. First impression means a lot. It really does. More than anybody wants to admit. Doesn't matter if you have time to play 16 hours a day. There is still not enough time to play. There just isn't enough time. Games need to respect your time and just give you options right away. There's no shortage of other games to play. It doesn't matter how niche your tastes are. There's just so many games out. And I get really bothered when I get stuck in a cutscene, then, you know, the game doesn't even have options. I'm like, how is this supposed to make me want to buy your game?
Mighty hero!
I may have niche taste, but I've got a backlog like everyone else. I have no shortage of other games to play, so I think it's important to not waste people's time. That game I was talking about actually looked pretty cool. I don't remember the name of it. It actually looked like it could have been fun, but the skippable cutscene to no controller support combo really turned me off. Which I think is warranted. Make it make sense. Should not have like unskippable cutscenes anymore. Especially like before you can even get to the options. I don't care if you want your cutscenes to be unskippable, but I should be able to get into the options before I actually play the game. It's incredibly ignorant of people who have disabilities. It's one of the accessibility things that like so many games have. I really like how in this game you can get straight into the options. This game's got plenty of narrative, you know, it's there if you want it, but you shouldn't have to feel like I need to watch this crap before I can, you know, turn off the screen shake or like test if the game is gonna work at all. I think that's pretty acceptable expectations to have. Nice anti-air, buddy. He's ready for Evo, folks. He's ready for Evo. His anti-airs are on point. I could not get him to go down. an arrow to the stomach. No, you don't, buddy. Just having a really hard time jumping down. The mod is to make it so that the moves that you get from equipping gear sets, you can just learn them, which is really cool.
Surrender. Your honor, your friends, all gone. You have nothing left to fight for. Do you really think you can win against the Emperor? Be honest. You wish you wise, don't you? Hosmer is dead too. It's all over. Hosmer, my friend, I will avenge you.
I think one of the Senran Kagura games, it put you in a cold opening that lasted like minutes long, and you could not get to the options. I think the game like started out windowed or something. I'm like, how do you think this is okay? It's great for immersion, but it's shit for like actually being playable. Just let me get to the options, man.
You dare to try to defy us! Submit to us! Why fight the inevitable?
I'll show the mod. Let me show the mod. So the mod makes all these ones at the bottom. All these ones at the bottom that you only get from equipping certain gear sets. It makes them, permanently learnable, so. So like normally you have to equip like a whole set for these, but you can just put them on whenever you want. Like the demo for this game was really good. It was
Absolute ruler.
even before I fully understood the combat. I wanted to buy it because the game actually ran well. that was like the main thing. It's like an actual video game that runs well, and it gives me a demo so I can see if it's going to run. Like Stellar Blade, that's definitely part of the PC port success. Is that they had a demo and like the port actually works. It's not like most of these Unreal Engine 5 games coming out where it barely functions. It runs really well. I found the combat to be very boring, so I wouldn't buy it until it like got like heavily modded. Not like heavily modded and it was like $20. But I can definitely see why it's successful, because they actually put effort into the PC port. They didn't rush it out. You know, if you meet the requirements, the game just kind of works. And that's how it should be. That really is how it should be. None of this, you have like a content creator computer that's OP, and you know, it barely works. I think we need to get past that. It's very exhausting. If I meet the requirements, I expect the game to work. Especially if you're going to try to charge me $80 for the game now. That shit's gotta stop, man. You want to keep jacking up the price like everything else in our world right now, then the game should work. Period.
We must.
That's not how things work these days, though. It could be farther from how things work. They want to charge us more for these games, and they run and work worse and worse. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the $20 indie game that works over the $80 AAA game that barely runs on like a 5090.
My strength. Prove to me you're worthy.
I don't want to really do my full playthrough of this on the final difficulty because they're putting out yet another patch. This is one of those games that it's only got a couple dozen hours of content, but they keep updating it.
You want my
And I don't want
strength?
to play it fully
Prove
right
to
now.
me
But I want to
you're
try out
worthy.
why not? Actually, I don't really even know how to use the spear. I'm kind of learning as I go. It's a fun weapon.
You want my strength? Prove to me you're worthy.
those games you can't play for like more than a week. Can't stay away for more than a week on. I got too greedy. Now I gotta do it.
You want my strength?
My strength.
Prove to me you're worthy.
Learn how to use this new moveset.
unyielding shall lend you my strength.
This game is so good. It's definitely not as good as Neo 2, but it is the closest you can get. I'd say the main things that keeps this worse than Neo 2 is it's not the moveset. The moveset is actually quite big. It's mostly just only having like 3 weapon types. Some people say that the stances, they don't like that there's no stances, but I don't know, the stance system is nice. It does give like more moves, but it often felt like if you're playing optimally, you didn't really need to switch that much, unless you're doing like floods.
Following Charon.
Kind of nice how they don't have stances. I think they just need more weapon types. It's weird that there's like a katana and there's claws when you're in the phantom form, but you can't use them when you don't have like actual full-fledged movesets. I think that would be the biggest thing that they could add. They're kind of trying to recover this game right now because people hated the boss rush mode because it's unnecessarily hard and the rewards are crap, so there's like not much of a reason to do it unless you're one of those Soulsborne content creators that does it with no damage. It takes like 80 hours to make that video. It doesn't seem like it has much purpose outside of that. I really don't understand why they didn't just like make the rewards better. That would have been the easier way to fix it. There's supposed to be another update this month, I guess within the next 2 weeks. Like, honestly, most normal people don't like doing insane challenges unless there's some kind of reward. It's nice to have for the hardcore players, but you can't expect that to, like, go over that well. I think pretty much every other Souls-like has gotten that right. This game has not. You know, in a FromSoft game or like a Team Ninja Souls-like, you know, if you do something difficult, there's an equivalent reward. But in this, it's basically just recolored gear that's already in the game and the garbage reward. I would think that it should give like a whole new move or something, right? It should be like this right here, where you're getting a whole bunch of new moves to use. It should just be, you know, like a basic. Should just be like a basic stat boost. I think people are alright to okay to expect more than that when you ask something difficult of them. Some of these moves look really cool. I haven't really looked at the dual wield ones. Phantom Judgment is really good for like a combo-based build, and now you don't have to equip the gear, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, one of these do I want to take off? I'll try this one. I need to play a Korean action game that's not as messed up as Dragon's Dead. I'm starting to lose patience with that game, unfortunately. Bugs are like really annoying. So I think tonight on the Kitty Sitting stream will be one of those Metroidvanias I mentioned last night. I think I'll play that instead because they need to do a couple more hot fixes before that game is the way it should be. It's just incredibly buggy. It's weird because that game like wasn't really early access. I mean, it had some minor things, but I don't know, when they put that game in 1.0, it just became so much less stable. I'm just like, you know what, I just have like no shortage of other stuff to play. I'll wait for them to get it together, and then I'll come back to it for sure. The fact that like whole build stuff doesn't work is really dumb. Time optimizing that build, and the stat doesn't even work. Like, you know what? I'm starting to lose patience with this. I love that game, but they really gotta get some stuff together. Some people are saying even the mythic items don't drop anymore. That was like the last straw for me. I did notice like that whole session yesterday, I didn't get a single one. It wouldn't surprise me if that was true. Also, Wizard of Legend 2 released in 1.0 today, but it's very apparent that they bailed on that game because it didn't do well, because it's pretty much objectively worse than the original. They put like barely anything out in 1.0, so that's pretty telling that they couldn't recover that game's reputation. I was already kind of skeptical when like they said that the original people weren't working on it anymore. It's like it had a bigger budget, but it wasn't as fun to play. And most people just went back to the original. That really sucks, but you gotta make what people want. People wanted more Wizard of Legend. They wanted it from the original people, but with like more stuff. It ended up just being more stuff from different people. Which, I don't need to explain how that can backfire. Interesting to see how Ninja Gaiden 4 turns out, because that game is kind of the same thing. It's not made by the same people, but like the changes that they've shown so far, I personally align with. I can't vouch for anyone else. Everyone has their own opinion, but that seems like the opposite of Wizard of Legend 2. Or like different people making it is what it needed.
But it's down here.
I hope that I'm right with that.
From the netherworld.
It would suck if it was another Wizard of Legend 2.
We need to find the
they got completely different people to make it, and it ends up being worse. It really felt like with Wizard of Legend 2, they wanted to just make it Hades, but they had to. They had to adhere to the conventions that the first one put up, but it just feels worse, even when you consider that, which is really bad.
Defrona. What an unpleasant surprise.
I've been burnt on so many games in early access. Wizard of Legend 2 I honestly should have refunded. I kept trying to give it a chance, but it just felt so much worse than the original, which is weird because that game was made by like 2 people. And they got like a much larger team to do the second game, but like from the jump people already didn't like it because of the change in art style. It went from like, you know, maybe like not the best pixel art, but still, you know, still charming. It gets the point across. There weren't really any readability issues with it. They're just looking like another Hades type game. And I think part of the problem is there's so many Hades clones right now. It made it stand out worse, ironically. And I think the weird thing was that, you know, the pixel art probably would have been cheaper, and also, well, I don't know if it would have been cheaper, but that developer was the one that did Children of Morta, and that game had, like, really good pixel art. So I don't know what possessed them to, like, just go with a generic art style. But that wasn't the problem I had with the game, it's just that the gameplay felt so much worse.
The device is still working. Mortal,
Maybe
find a way
maybe
to
some
deactivate it.
crazy person will mod that game and fix all that, but I doubt it. I feel like they would have done it already if they were going to. Stellar Blade, on the other hand, I could see that getting like some insane combat mod, or like people make the game more like this. I could totally see that happening. It had like 75,000 concurrent players yesterday, so it's doing very well. Probably better than they thought for being like a year late port. Stellar Blade was doing insanely well. The power of having a demo that shows you that the game actually runs well and it doesn't run like garbage, so you're not wasting your time and money and bandwidth. That's all it takes. Like, yes, you know, the characters, but it shouldn't be understated how good the port is. They put legit effort into that port. I just think the game's gameplay looks really boring and I don't want to buy it. I'm all for PC ports coming out working at launch and not having to wait. I think we need more of that, so I'm all for a Stellar Blade, even if I don't vibe with the gameplay. I gave it a try in the demo, just wasn't feeling it. This game, and will they like add more weapons? Because I think they need to focus on that more than this other stuff. That's not bringing people back. All the weapons the Blade Phantom has should be like playable weapon types. The claws and the katana. Finish this up, and I think I'll maybe get
the energy escaping.
Probably won't play this anymore until the next update anyway, because this game's in a patch cycle. they keep patching it. And it's like, well, when is a good time to like finish this last playthrough? Because they haven't added anything else. It's mostly just been that boss rush mode that seems to have not gone over very well. Mostly because it's like balls hard difficulty and crap rewards, which people have never liked in the history of the game. Hopefully they're gonna... I think they need to stop with the free updates and just like do something that that's paid. You know, like $15 weapon pack or something. I think would go a long way. Like $15 and then just get you know, like the weapons that you have when you're a Phantom. That would add a lot of replay value, even if they don't add like a new gameplay cycle or something. That'd be fun to play that game again from scratch with that, actually. But I don't know. Maybe they're scared to do DLC. Competition for Souls-like DLC is pretty steep. Like, I think that the Team Ninja games put out the best DLC. I've heard mixed things about the From Software games. Some of the DLC is good, and some of it isn't. So I'm not quite sure.
What is that powerful energy? The leader of the Dragonkin, perhaps? That divide you.
You've opened a way around. It's by the You know about.
Alright, well, I want to keep playing this, but they're gonna do another update, so it might be better to wait. That's the problem with single-player games getting, having patch cycles like a competitive game. It's just like, when are you gonna stop patching this? I think it's just made worse in that game because they only have the 3 playthroughs, and they're already, like, not really much different. I definitely think that's the other thing about Kazan that's, like, objectively worse than Neo, which is the fact that, the New Game Plus is, like, nowhere near as different. The boss patterns don't change. None of the spawn points of the enemies change either. Like, all the spawns are completely identical. So it's like, if you like the gear aspect of the game, I guess it's okay, but some people already want a 4th New Game Plus. So I'm like, well, that New Game Plus needs to be, like, massively different. I wouldn't mind paying $10 for, like, more cycles, but instead of it being just more stat bloat, you know, like, have, like, new moves and new gear, and then, like, change how the enemies fight and change the spawns, because that's how it works in Team Ninja games. You know, it has the stat bloat and the new gear and everything, but there's, like, the boss patterns completely change. And it's really weird, because it seems like it's a relatively larger budget game, but I don't know how they didn't catch that was a problem. It's like, I can kind of see where other people are coming from, or there should be, like, more New Game Plus cycles, because nothing really changes, but, like, that's also the problem, is that it's basically identical. The first one is, like, the biggest change, but, like, even that, it doesn't compare to the inspiration, so you end up getting bored of the game. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the game, but I just feel like at this point, I should just wait for them to finish patching it, because I've only got one playthrough left. But that mod I just downloaded, let me go ahead and post that in the channel, the chat here. It definitely makes the game a lot better. Can use some of the more fun stuff. Haven't been a lot of mods for Kazan, but I think that one's the best mod to come out in a while. Anyway, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I have a little bit of money at least. I think I should eat something. There will be a kitty sitting stream tonight. I'll probably start one of those Metroidvanias. I'll probably finish Ender Magnolia, actually, because I'm a little bit farther in that. So I'll start on that tonight. I think Dragon is Dead is on temporary hiatus because it's one of those DSP is right games where it's incredibly bugged and broken. I think I'll enjoy it more when, like, my build actually works and isn't halfway non-functional. I am really in need of support, so you want to spare some cash, only do it if you could afford it. I am really struggling right now. Just bills and running the channel is getting more expensive, and I'm on, like, a mostly fixed income, and my neighbor's not going to be able to pay me for a little while, so I've got to really scrape by at the moment. I'll probably do a longer stream trying to raise some funds later, but I am actually, like, really hungry right now, so I should eat something, especially because I have to work over there tonight. So I'll see you guys over there in, like, probably about 4 hours. Usually the normal start time for those streams is like 8:30. I would expect me around that time, and we're going to start a new game, as I don't think it will take a week to finish Ender Magnolia. And then after that is Spirit X Strike is on the 19th. So I'm looking for something to occupy a week. There's no new games I want to buy right now, and then even then I'm, like, flat broke. I'm down to nothing. So I think starting one of those games is probably one of the better ways to go. I'll see you guys later. Support me if you can. See you later.